welcome to an edition here of Loose Cannons, and what better way, oh my gosh, to spend your Thursday evening. Good morning or good afternoon. Bobby,
good evening.
how are you, sir? You good? How you been?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm glad everything's starting to come out and just our window's just coming in nicely now. So yeah, I'm happy days. Loads of news, obviously, but that's a good thing. It's a good thing for Arsenal. So yeah, I'm good.
Excellent. Obviously, we'll be tapping into your much known, all versed oracle kind of wisdom. Gumsa, how you been, sir? How you been, man? What's going on?
I'm here, just enjoying the summer so far. Like it's not normal for Arsenal to be this active, so I'm just really enjoying it. Like I've been upset I haven't been able to stream a lot, but yeah, I'm from the sidelines. I'm just dancing my way to the new season. So yeah, all good. Thank you.
No, man, that's good, man. That's good. I can't believe we're so organized as a club right now. It's not known. So, but hey, last but no means least, Mr. Niger English from Tunnel TV. How are you, sir? It's been a long time. How you been?
Oh yeah, now my people.
Oh, I've missed
But I can do without the policy I go. I will fall in with all my niggas, boy. If they wanna bounce, personally cannot be wine. Bake them, Boku, it be like they be rice. Quack them, and they do like Declan Rice. Squilo, do like Declan Rice. Arsenal player is Declan Rice.
Oh my gosh!
Hey, yeah, they do like
What?
Declan Rice.
It'd
Yeah,
be-
bro, we're vibes.
It'd be crazy if that caught on the terraces, eh?
Bro, have you not heard the tune, Canners? You not heard it?
No, I've not actually.
I saw Ian Wright was
it's a
bumping
tune,
it the
bro.
other day in the car.
No way.
I sent it to you. Ian Wright was playing it the other day in his car, driving around the Emirates.
Wow.
Oh, you thought I was just a freestyle king there? Yeah,
I
nah,
was. I
man.
was thinking, what? Come on. He's been away for a long time and he's giving us a freestyle.
Hey, Tuesday I remixed the last two lines about Arsenal and that, but yeah, it's a song. It's a song.
Yeah, it's all good. No, oh my gosh. So look, guys. I mean, I want to jump straight into this, okay? Because there's a lot been going on over this week. But before we do that, let's have a quick look on basically our comments. What's been going on? Yes, please. Obviously, everyone. The people that are watching, if you like what you see and what you hear, don't need to subscribe now. Subscribe at the end. You can do that. All-star cast. I love his little kind of picture there. It looks. It fits him. It suits him. It really does.
Actually does suit him.
With the silver one. And it's gonna. Yes, afternoon, evening, and it's good to have you on. And you see, knows. And you're the king, man. You're back. Thank you very much. But look, I'm gonna actually, first and foremost, get into this. Really, it's something which obviously has been going on for a while, and oh, wait a minute, I've kind of lost something here. Sorry, I'm little technical hitches here. I'll get to the end. Bear with me one sec. Here we go. Here's my attempt at slides. But look, we're going to kick off though with Xhaka in Germany for the Leverkusen medical.
We got Granit Xhaka.
Look.
Granit Xhaka.
According to reports, as it says here, he's in Germany. He's arrived in Cologne to take a medical ahead of his proposed 21.5 million move to Bayer Leverkusen. Listen, after the season he's had, maybe it was the season that's overdue in terms of, or in terms of the quality that we kind of thought that we would have got when we signed him. Much has been made of the fact that did actually Wenger play him in his right position when he bought him. But the fact is now is that he's going. I'm going to come to you first, Bobby. I mean, what are your initial kind of reactions and thoughts on Granit and on his time at Arsenal and how you're feeling about how we kind of how are we going to move on without him? The fact that he is well documented, and even more so in the documentary that we saw, of how much he is a leader on and off the pitch. How do we replace him? And is it farewell or is it good riddance?
Wow, Kenneth.
Can't wait for this one. Look, it's farewell for me because, yes, we played him in the wrong position for so many seasons. It wasn't his fault. I saw him before he joined Arsenal. I liked him. He has officially signed for Leverkusen, by the way. It has been officially announced. So that's done now. He is in a Leverkusen shirt and everything.
Look at that. I love Bobby, man. Gives everything. So we're the ones we're always behind, man. Bobby gives it fresh.
He's on the own steam thing. He's on the own steam
sizzling. When Bobby speaks, the news is sizzling. Love it.
Yeah, it's a done deal. Look, I'm sad that we never played him in his best position. It was not his fault. What happened. We weren't very nice to him. He wasn't very nice to us. But personally, you shouldn't personally attack anyone's family. That's where it goes too far. Talk about football banter and do all that kind of stuff. That's absolutely fine, but just don't get families involved. But I'm going to miss him. I'm actually going to watch him as well whilst he's over there because I think he'll be brilliant over there. I think he's signed a 5-year deal, which is amazing. And he's going to be playing under Xabi Alonso, so that's an interesting one. And obviously, we're linked with one of their players, so it's going to be interesting if there's a bit of a knock-on with that one. I'm not sure, but there might be. But yeah, I wish him all the success over there. I'm not going to miss him, if I'm honest. And it's not because he was a bad player, because he wasn't. But he's given me more nightmares than dreams and exciting moments. And I am with Gumsa on most of it, but it's not his fault. It was the fact that we were playing him in the wrong position. So I can't wait to hear what Gumsa says now.
We're going to leave Gumsa till last because we know. I think most of us know where Gumsa is going to go with this, and so I'm going to come to you first before Gumsa, Niger. In your opinion, what do you make of this transfer for us? And how do you feel?
Do you know what? This one's an interesting one for me because, like, Gumsa knows as well. Me and Granit Xhaka, we have some serious issues that have occurred from previous seasons. And for me, what I would say is, I've always wanted Xhaka to leave. That's been my mindset since his first season at the club. I've wanted him to go. I was always like, why didn't we get Kante? Obviously, the Crystal Palace thing happened. Then I was like, he's got to go, bro. No one disrespects the armband in the club like that. So that was my stance. But out of his control, the club decided to keep him, which I thought was wrong at the time. And I don't know if I go against that, but I felt passionate about, you don't throw the armband on the floor, you don't throw the shirt on the floor, regardless of what you get from the fans. You're a professional footballer, for goodness sake. And I hear it. I know it was deep. But with that being said, Granit Xhaka, the last 2 seasons, I've got to give it to the brother. He's earned my respect. He turned everything around, like put the club on his back, like dug deep. Arteta put him in his more suited position, which I'm sure we could all kind of see he wasn't really a DM because of how lack of press resistant he was. But once he was in a position where when he made mistakes, it wasn't really detrimental to the team. He really flourished and he rose he took his game to another level. And I believe this is the perfect time for him to leave once he's playing well, rather than that. I don't think the jury is really split with how good he was last season in the fan base now. Yeah. And everyone was, I think he's probably one of our, if not our most consistent performer. Like it's nearly 7 out of 10 nearly every single week, every single game. So big him up, signing out on a high. I always said we need to at some point move past the team's leadership under Xhaka. So I'm excited about the new wave of leadership with the Odegaards, Declan Rice coming in. Xhaka will probably have to step up. Jesus, Zinchenko's already on the freaking team talks after goals and stuff. But yeah, so I'm happy for him. We got some good money for him, more than I expected that we would. And yeah, exactly. So I wish him all the best, man. Good servant of the club in the end.
just to touch on a point where, I mean, with the signing of Havertz and where you see him fitting in terms of
why are you stressing me out with this thing? Why are you
Because
just? I
I
was just up here. Then you
I know-
now brought me to this level. Okay,
I
go
knew
on.
it was a little bit of a touchy subject for you, Kai Havertz, but it, there's a lot of talk with Kai Havertz potentially playing that same role that Xhaka is about to vacate. Now, a lot of there's a lot of tactical analysis where people are looking at Havertz, and most of the goals that where he scored was in that position that Xhaka took up, on the left side of the box. Now, would you, or I guess a lot of people would say, look, Kai Havertz is an upgrade on what Xhaka provided for us last year.
Going forward, yeah? Is that what you're gonna? I thought you were gonna finish with going forward. That's what you're gonna finish with. Because I want to ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, Canas. So imagine your most.
All right.
Sorry, no vex, please.
Go ahead.
So let's say you're Mo Salah and you see starting lineup with Havertz and Zinchenko on that left side. Hey, you are licking your lips, my guy. What Trent is having Trent is having a field day as well, because when Zinchenko comes inside, who's helping out?
Trossard or Martinelli.
Trossard or Martinelli.
Yeah.
My friend, that for me, I'm not gonna stand up here and say I can see it working, because I cannot. I'm blind. That happening does not work for me. If within performances, how Havertz convinces me it can work, then I'm all for it, Canners. But as of now, I can't be one of them shameless fans that goes from abusing the hell out of this guy for the last 2 years to then saying, "Oh yeah, do you know what? I see what Arteta's seeing here," because I can't see it. And there's no words that can convince me. I'm not going to lie to you.
I understand what you're saying, but the thing is, and one of the tactical differences I think that Arteta did with Xhaka and what made it so successful for a season for him is that I think he kind of really absolved him a lot of the defensive work.
Yeah, but he still was able to win the ball high up the pitch, and Havertz can't do that, bro.
We'll see. I see Havertz as someone who's a bit more
he needs
mobile.
to get on the weights.
Maybe. He's only 24. So, he's got time to kind of develop in that aspect. But,
Look, Canners, I will shamelessly buy a Kai Havertz shirt at the end of the season if it works out, and come on the stream wearing it backwards with his name here, doing all this. I will do that shamelessly, bro.
I can't wait.
But as of now, I cannot see this Kai Havertz thing at all.
Okay.
I cannot see
in
it.
Arteta we trust, I guess. So let's see how the
Amen.
season pans out. He may fool us and put a massive, great curveball in there, and he might be actually playing in Odegaard position and someone who kind of dovetails with him. But hey, that's something I guess we'll see in the season to come. Gumsa.
How are we doing?
How are you doing on this? Is this a auspicious day for you where you've been waiting for this day for years and finally your dreams have come true, or you actually kind of converted now to the point where it's like, this guy is actually really important for us? Why are we losing him in a season where we're firstly back into the Champions League and we're going to be actually now trying to compete on more than one or two fronts, basically?
So, let's be honest. I've never been first season. I give him the benefit of doubt, and it's quite interesting. He's gone to Xavi Alonso's team, because I think that's what Wenger wanted from Xhaka. We all know he's got a good left foot, so starting deep, getting on the ball and passing forward seemed like, do you know what I mean? He was going to fit right into that system. For one reason or another, he just didn't. And again, I think it is due to he's not able to really play with his back to goal. He's not good receiving the ball from the defenders, and that became his Achilles heel. So yeah, his best position probably is looking forward and playing forward. And in the 8, he done very well in the last year. The year before, he had a good season as well. But this year, he's definitely had his best season under Arsenal. With that being said, again, I feel we built the team in order for him to peripherals, so he didn't have any of the responsibilities, especially when we got possession.
Yeah.
We kind of everyone builds. We overload the right side with Saka, Odegaard, Partey, and Ben White. So we've got 4 in the region over there. And when we pull it back out on the left side, Xhaka's then in a lot of space to drive forward. Had a good season. Now my thing is causes even more danger. So I understand Nigel thinking, oh, but it doesn't look right with Havertz. I go to, but in terms of a profile, I think it makes sense. Would I have gone Maddison? Most probably, just because we've seen him do it for Leicester. We haven't really seen the best of Havertz in a Chelsea shirt, but he wasn't playing that position. But yeah, for me, I thought this was going to come 2 years ago, and then he signed the extension, and I lost my head then.
He was so close to going to Roma, wasn't he? For about something,
yeah.
was it between
13 or something
10 or 13 mil, something like that. So
the fact we held on to him, we got 2 good years out of him. We've got 21 mil, so it's been, do you know what I mean, good all round. It's going to surprise people where I say, should we have kept him? Maybe. Same thing I say with Partey. It seems criminal to get rid of your 2 starting midfielders, but then I think after our stream the other day, Canners, I started looking more long term, and it's like, actually, we're going up against City. Can we win it? Yes, but it's going to be a hard task to beat City. It can be done, as Liverpool has shown. But then I'm thinking we are maybe planning for 2 years in the future. So if it is Rowe and what's the other one we linked with Southampton? What's his name? Lavia. If it is those 2 who are going to be our backup midfielders to say Rice and Havertz, they're getting 2 years of practice, if that makes sense. So rather than our backup is Partey and Xhaka playing in them other games, those 2 are getting the experience ready. So I feel the sale of it, selling both, I get it from every fan's point of view. People aren't happy with selling your 2 mainstay midfielders. There's a lot of experience going out the door. However, I feel I like what we're building. It's a long-term project. It's 7 years rather than 1 season.
yeah,
So yeah, Xhaka, I'm not gonna kill him. He had a better season. I do feel some of the things we praise him with are just overstated. I've never seen him, as I said, grab the game by the scruff. So it's all good to lead when we're winning.
Wow,
but
Gumsa.
when the chips are down, I've never seen him really pick us up and go. Like I saw Guendouzi pick us up and go. Do you know what I mean? Where he's picking the ball up deep, driving past 3 players, getting
He
assists.
was our most consistent performer, bro. What are you talking about?
Consistent's easy when you've got the easiest role in the whole
am I
squad.
sticking up for Xhaka right now?
But
no,
I hear you. I've scored him a lot of 7s, but he has the easiest role within the squad. Zinchenko, Partey are being told to play the dangerous passes, break the first line. Saliba, Ben White, Gabriel have to take the ball off Ramsdale and play under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Odegaard then gets involved with that. Saka comes and receives the ball with defenders.
Oh, disrespect Granit on my watch, you know.
He's had a good season, but he's had the easiest role. If you look at where he receives the ball, 9 times out of 10, he's in more space than anybody else.
He's not involved in any of the build-up, is he?
He's on the third. Don't mean that
he
last
might be
bit,
the
and then he goes.
pre-assist before the before the assist kind of.
He's done it well. He's done it well, but
Yeah.
it's the easy role. It's the easy, and defensively, yeah, he does his job. Give it to him, but as I said, we hold majority of the ball now, and again, this probably feeds into if we speak about Pepe later. I think this Arsenal team's evolving. I would say 38 game season. I expect 34 games we have majority possession, and that changes my mindset of the players I want in this team, because no longer am I building the team to withstand and try and nick a 1-0. We're dominating, and this is why we need them creative players in them areas to now get them goals early and actually kill teams, because that's one thing we don't do enough. We don't kill teams. When Liverpool in their prime, they're scoring 4s and 5s. City score 3 to 5 regular. We relied too many last year on 1-0s, and that's what kind of was our Achilles heel in the end. We were trying to hold on to a lot of games rather than killing teams off. So yeah, it'll be a farewell from me. I don't mind the badge throwing, the armband throwing. I like passion. I didn't mind Gallas crying on the pitch and kicking a hoarding. It showed passion. I'd rather see passion than someone go off the pitch and just sit there and not really care. The fact that you care actually means a lot more to me. We all make mistakes. Emotions run high. So actually, I don't mind seeing the passion. I don't mind that at all. So yeah, I don't know. I've never held that against him. My thing's always been the ability of the player, and I just don't think he's been good enough for.
You think now we've evolved past a Granit Xhaka esque kind of
Yeah,
player.
Yeah, 100.
basically.
I agree with that part. 100.
Yeah, 100%,
Okay.
100%.
No, as we like to promote here on the Armoury. It's your opinion. Everybody has their opinions, and who am I to say that your opinion's wrong? I mean, one thing I will question though, and I'll ask all of you, actually put it out there to all of you, the fact that we're literally ripping the heart, or just you could argue the spine of our team in terms of midfield, Xhaka and Partey. Is there an element there of risk behind that?
I think so. Sorry, I'm going to jump first, but it also shows Arteta's ruthless, and it shows he was not happy about something. So yes, we done amazingly well. We got second place, but something he's not happy about. Otherwise, he doesn't change that this year.
My brother,
You know what I
my
mean?
brother.
So,
If we lose Xhaka and Partey, we're finishing 4th, bro. My brother.
I'm not going with that route.
Bobby?
I get
You
We're finishing.
agree with
Look, bruv, you don't strip the spine of your of a midfield that came second and
But-
just expect to figure it out with a new pair.
but
Unless we're getting maybe a Caicedo or a Tchouaméni, which I doubt we will. It's not possible, bro. We can't. We're challenging for top 4. I'm telling you, bro. We're going backwards, bro. We've replaced man rather than added man, and that's pissing me off, bro.
I do hear you. I do hear you. But as I said, for Arteta, it's not like these guys. I know Xhaka had 1 year left, but if Arteta wants to keep him, he stays. Partey, who knows what's actually happening? There's reports that he wants to stay. There's reports he wants to leave. But Arteta he doesn't release 2 players like that unless he wants to. Do you know what I mean? It's not like their contracts are up and they've walked. So he's
got to
obviously
get
identified
two.
something.
Just one second. I want Bobby to jump in actually with his thoughts in terms of both the players. I know you're not too fussed regarding Partey at all, but both players leaving for you.
Look, I trust Arteta and his data team, and that the data says that they're going to be fine without Partey. That's why they're trying. And I'm not going to say they're forcing him to move, but they're open to selling him if the right price comes in. The amount that he's on £200,000 a week. He's not going to sign a new deal. This is the best time to get money for him as well. And there's other data that backs up Arteta's decision. And so I trust the data team. It's been right so far. So just let it happen. Yeah, we have a data team that backs all this up.
It's a money ball game, man. It's a money.
This is wild, bro. Because look, if you tell me next season we have Rice, Lavia, Partey, and what as our what's it called as our midfield options, with obviously Havertz and Odegaard and that, then that's cool. But if we have Lavia, Rice as our starting, or Rice and Havertz as our starting midfield next season, I'm worried, bro.
I understand what you're saying. I think that there may be something of a need of a bit more steel in there and a bit more kind of know-how, cuteness in how we play. But it's something which they're gonna have to figure out. Whatever way they go with, whatever mixture of centre midfielders they go with, they're going to have to obviously figure that one out. Mr. Silver Fox is chimed in. Havertz stunk the place out at Chelsea, like Xhaka did at Arsenal in his first few seasons, until Arteta played to his strengths. Watch Tets do the same with Kai. Niger, order that shirt, brother.
I'm with it, bro. Shamelessly, I'm with it, bro.
This is from across the pond. How you do? It's to you, Bobby. So both signings tomorrow official, Bobby.
3 to 5 working days. I'm going to stick with that because I know
it sounds like a bank. When am I get my money back?
I was right about the announcements that we've signed them, and then it's going to be another 3 to 5 working days for the actual full announcement of they've actually signed. So look, don't shoot me. I don't work for the Arsenal PR. So
excellent.
All right, Ornstein.
Mr. Ari Madsi, forgive me if I pronounced that wrong. I don't want Partey to go. He will be a great player amongst quality players. I hope they don't make that mistake. I mean, a lot of people think, at the start of the season, he was nearly part of that, the midfield that really nearly got us over the line. And I guess his form did kind of fall off a cliff. But until then, we was talking about him in the same breath of, in terms of his quality and what he was doing. Maybe not on the stats side of things, but on the eye test, we was having arguments with supporters of Casemiro about, you know, in current form and how he was playing, etc. So it's one of those things that I, for one, myself personally, I'll be sad to see him go, because I think he can control the game sometimes and dictate the tempo when he's really on it. The game against Brentford away springs to mind. Sakaba and Saliba and Reece signed up and signed new Timber and Rice. Brilliant times, absolutely. And we'll get into some of those. As you probably saw my little faux pas there with Saliba. Without flexible, Xhaka will be able to adapt and change much more. Be like water. Arteta, true La Masia star, now would come through with the big plate of rice. Listen, we've got.
We are chopping rice at the Emirates.
Listen, I'll be very, very. I can't wait to see Rice actually play. I think the actual I guess the hope is that he actually comes to the US tour, etc. So fingers crossed and everything that happens and we actually see him, because we've got some really good games actually on that US tour. I think we played the MLS All-Star team. We played Barcelona and Man United. So here you go, Mr. Gumsa, the Moss translator. Thank you very much, helping me out all day. We're going to move on from Xhaka, and as you saw, we're going to move on to, at last, he signed a new deal at the club. His new contract's a 4-year deal with an option to extend by a further 12 months. I'm not sure if you can see the his stats that are put in there, but they're pretty elite, basically, for you know, for what we're getting with a young centre back. There, he's 22. I think this is probably, along with Saka, one of our most important, you know, Saka, Rice, probably most important summer signings, basically. To get this kid to sign up for another 4 with a 12-month option is huge. He'll be at the end of this contract, probably in his prime. And I guess he'll be at the top of his resale. If he does want a new, going to pastors new, or again, you know, we keep him on again. But I'm just looking at there, his passes completed. I mean, 1,700 passes at 91%. And looking at his tackles attempted and 34 successful tackles, a 92% rate there, and only 19 fouls and 4 yellow cards. Fair enough. His his season come to an abrupt end. But I'm going to come to you, Nigel, with this kid. What are your thoughts on him? I mean, for me, he's irreplaceable.
First of all, I just want to tell everyone, like, I don't know who part of the chat, the WhatsApp group, I don't know who was like worried about this whole Saliba situation at the start of last season. Oh, we need to tie him up. Don't know if we'll keep him. And I told all you Arsenal fans, I've been telling you, this boy is staying. Arteta had a plan for him. I said, all we need to do with this boy is make him feel wanted in the team. As soon as we do that, we're snapping him up. Like, where else does he want to go? Where else does he want to go? Like, really? Where else does he want to go? Where he's gonna be loved and appreciated like Arsenal. He's still young. He's still got a couple moves in him if he does want to eventually move.
Well, at the end of this one, if he does stay the full 5 years, then he'll be 27 by the end of this contract.
I mean, he realistically potentially got 2 big moves in him. Like, if he wants, like 3 years somewhere else and 3 years, and it could happen. But we got him. He's youthful, he's excited, and you can see he loves the club and the fans love him. Like, you can't sing the Saliba song without smiling, innit? Even opposition fans are like, oh shit, I wasn't supposed to be dancing for that one. You can't, even though I still think with Holding in the side, we still had enough to get the job done in the games, but you could see the confidence of the back line wasn't as strong when this boy wasn't there, innit? And maybe his presence would have been enough to help us get that title. So I think it's a big move. We've got 2 to 3 years to, just like the other people we signed up, to match their ambitions to make them want to continue staying at Arsenal. But yeah, this is great news, man. And I always knew this one was in the bag for sure.
Oh, I tell you what, I don't know. I wasn't sure. Bobby, I mean,
Why were you not sure, Canners? Why?
I don't know. I just thought, God, blimey, fair enough. He's having a great season, but of all the stuff that happened before, the free loans, was there an issue with him and Arteta? Was words said, were things said which were kind of a little bit kind of like you thought, well, I don't know. There might have been a bit of posturing over this contract,
brother.
That I hold all the cards. I'll sign when I'm good and ready, kind of thing.
I
don't know,
brother. I hear
version, I guess.
No, I hear you. I hear it, but I just think Saliba said, "What? All right, cool." When he went to Marseille, it was like, "What? Okay, watch. I'll show you." And it wasn't like, fuck Arsenal, all that stuff. It was like, "Look, Arteta, you don't rate me? Okay, cool. Watch. I'm gonna make it so you can't not play me next time we meet." And then when they met up,
decision there and then at that point, but the previous loans, I think his nose was put out of joint, I think, as well. And I think also as well there was a time when we missed providing a loan for him, so he had to stick around. We missed the deadline.
And he stayed for like half a season or something.
Yeah, and we didn't register him, did we, for Europe? So he couldn't play in the UEFA League games.
Exactly, and those kind of things there, if you look at that from, I don't know, if you try and put yourself in his shoes, what is everything saying to you? It's like, oh, you're not really at the forefront of their mind. How much do they really care about you? That they want to see me develop, etc., etc. And I think those kind of things, as bad as it was, may have then a blessing. It may have been a blessing in disguise, because he's, as you said, he's gone to Marseille and said, you know what, I'm gonna smash it here, and then we'll talk when I get back.
Proper loan.
Because I might want to leave, and you never know. A serious bid, if had a serious bid come in at that beginning of last season, who knows what would have happened.
Look, if he was rotating with Ben White for the first half of the season before January, I think it could have been some different conversations that we had. But the fact that
he made himself undroppable.
Like, you get what I'm saying? So, and then there was no issue with Ben White because he was basically a right back. So I think that situation kind of helped it, because who knows, maybe if we had a right back, it might have been a little bit more rotational with them two at the start of the season, because Saliba being the newer version, it could have been like that. So the fact that we were able to play him early really helped, I think.
Absolutely. I'm going to come to you next, Bobby. I mean, this kid, I think the writing was on the wall of really and truly how much Arteta thought about him when he moved Ben White from centre back to right back, and he kept him there, and I think for me that was a huge statement, basically. Trust, the fact that he gave him a lot of that, and the fact now is that the way he speaks about Saliba and with this contract, it's a huge contract, 5 years. I'm not sure. Are you aware of the amount that he's getting paid per week at all?
It's around 190,000 base pay. So he's up there with Saka and Martinelli, which is rightly so, in my opinion. Absolutely. If Saka and Martinelli are on that, so should he be. So I have zero issues with it.
Your thoughts on this? I mean, for me, I think it's an amazing bit of business again, demonstrated by the team.
Yeah, well, this was the hardest one. I did say to you guys this was the toughest one to get over the line, and I will tell you why. There was 3 other clubs that were trying to get him, and 1 in France and 2 in England. And one of those clubs in England, most people wouldn't turn down. So look, I think we've done an amazing job. Richard Garlick deserves some praise for some of this as well, because I know Edu gets a lot of it, but so does Richard Garlick, because he's been doing a lot of Edu's work, and rightly so, because he's very good at negotiating. But yeah, I'm very happy he's signed. I know it's all signed and it should be announced probably tomorrow. We've done the Nelson one today. We've taken it, slowly with the announcements, So yeah, that will be probably announced tomorrow. But yeah, I'm happy. I don't want to say that it was a good move by Arteta, because I think Ben White, once he got moved out to right, he made that position his, Ben White. And
absolutely.
Then that allowed Saliba to have that position all to himself as well. So Ben White deserves some praise as well, because honestly, brilliant right back. It's going to be interesting, because obviously me and Gumsa spoke very briefly about this earlier, like the Frimpong situation is really odd because he is a right back, left back, because he can play both roles comfortably. So it kind of suggests to me, what's going to happen with Ben White? Now, is Ben White going to be a rotational right back with Frimpong possibly playing there? Because I'm guessing Timber is coming in to compete with Saliba. Because this is the bit I don't understand again.
Yeah, I'm confused.
You know what I mean?
We're really are kind of like linked to a lot of right-sided defenders.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if we're going to go for right-sided defender to play on the left when Zinchenko doesn't play. That inverting way we play, some of it will be easier for our right footer because you're naturally coming inside onto your right foot. So I don't know if the plan is to get someone who, like Tomiyasu, because again, when Zinchenko was injured to begin with, earlier in the season, Tomiyasu played there. And again, it suits the style because he can come inside. Again, he's probably not as natural in central midfield, so hence why it probably doesn't work for him the same. But I wonder if that's the reason why we're linked, because even Heinrich, who we're linked with, who plays for Leipzig, I believe, he also could play right and left. So it seems like they're predominantly right-sided right backs, but they can play on the left side is what we're being linked to. So it does make you wonder what the plan is. I don't think we really know until the season kicks off, and then you see where they play them, isn't it? But it is a bit surprising. We haven't really been linked with left backs, but more right backs. Even though we've got Timber who could play there, Ben White is playing there, Tomiyasu hasn't. There's not been as much links to
Tierney
Tomiyasu
staying, guys.
But that's a okay.
I don't believe so. I don't believe so at all. I think he'll be either going to Celtic or Aston Villa.
So there's no scenario that he stays, basically.
No, and I think it's mainly to do with Lino Sousa, if I'm honest.
So does that mean that we're using Zinchenko and Kiwior as our left backs this season?
Maybe Tomiyasu.
This is why I'm thinking about the Frimpong situation or the Hendricks situation, because there's a few, and Cancelo's been linked as well. It's consistently fullbacks that are going left and right. So it's three we've been linked with in the last week. It's Cancelo, Hendricks, and Frimpong is the one that's gathering a lot of pace at the moment. So for me, it's Lino Sousa's coming in. I think he'll step up a little bit more next season, and Kieran Tierney will be off for 35 million, I reckon.
That hurts, man. That hurts me.
Whoa! I mean, it's only a couple of seasons ago we was thinking of him, you know,
captain, bro.
Yeah.
You man. All of you man. All you Arsenal guys that are turning against Kieran. I heard certain people in the fan base turning against Partey. People saying Partey is not an average player. It's time for him to leave. I heard all this stuff, man. Our fan base is mad, bro.
Wow.
Mad.
It can
Bloody
be a bit
mad.
crazy, but I'm going to go back to this little comment by the silver one. Ben White going to do the John Stones. I can see Arteta doing something like that because Ben White is very good on the ball. Anyone, any opinions of that? I can see.
I've seen him do it at Leeds. Sorry. Gums. I've seen him do it at Leeds. So yeah, I think he could do it easily. Sorry, Gums.
Yeah, and I think what these signings give us is a different way of doing things. So we've all got used to it being from the left side we was inverting, and it not become predictable. The team still struggled to stop us, but everyone knew how we was lining up. But again, with Timber coming in, he's equally just as comfortable going through the middle of the pitch. So it could be Ben White plays centre back, who's then dropping into midfield. It could be Timber on the right side going to play inverted. It could be Zinchenko. So there's 3 or 4 different ways we could invert, or which players step out of defence. So it just gives you that versatility, doesn't it? And I think, if you look at us, what we're signing, we could easily play a back 4 or 4 centre backs against some teams. Do you know what I mean? So it leaves, you don't know what you're going to face. I think this is what Arteta is trying to build. It's and when the team sheets come in, if you see Ben White, Timber, Gabriel, Kiwior, you don't know who's playing where really. And
you're going to say, how are we going to line up?
Yeah, who's going to invert, who's stepping out, and it just gives you that versatility, doesn't it? So, how do you press that? Because one week it's Ben White who comes out, next week it's Timber, the next week it's Zinchenko. It's like you have to prepare for all 3, which is going to be difficult. So, yeah, I think he's just given us different options and different ways of playing.
No,
But
absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just going to rattle through some of these comments there because they're coming in. Keep them coming, guys. Guys in the comments, thank you so much. It's good to know that you guys are here. And if you haven't already, please like. And again, I say, watch us. If you like the content and you like what you hear and see, please subscribe to us at the end if you haven't done so already. But
How can you say no to that voice, man? Flipping hell, kind of. Jeez, bruv. Take it easy on them, bro.
Oh dear. Send Coco 95. How you doing, mate? For me, Tierney can go. Ooh, this is some of the fan base you guys talking about. Niger. He's not been the same since he came back from his injury. The run is different. Sorry, Niger. I mean,
Hey, send. Don't make me have to send for you, okay? don't make me have to. They'll big you up each and every time, like loyal follower. Big her up.
Big up. Cayenne, versatile, high quality signings, ready to compete and fight for places. Ben White and our centre backs will benefit from the competition with Timber. Do you know what? I think this is the thing. What we need, and the fact is, I think there was a point, and which became apparent to Arteta, where it came towards the end of the season, and for everyone else, they knew who they're going to play against. If everyone was fit, and just like as we've done, within our group with Bobby asked us to send in our 11, who's going to start the game at the weekend. I would say about 99% of us will be exactly the same. And it was something which was predictable. If it's predictable for us and we're layman's in this game, how is it going to be for the other 19 Premiership managers who have to kind of, face up against us? So buying these quality players, as Kayan says here, versatile, high quality signings is going to give that air of, actually, do you know what? Because we're set up a little bit different to the team last week, could they actually use someone else to combat that, or give them something else to worry about? Because and I think this is a good move by Arsenal and the team basically. So absolutely, Silver Ones is just backing it up, saying we're starting to look unpredictable with these links and signings. I love it because I think we became too. I tell you, he's in my mind, man. He's in my mind of Mr. Fox, and it's true. At the tail end of the season, we became too predictable. Gunnar Greg, how you doing, mate? Sorry I'm late. Watching BK at the beginning, even I know, man, them Boku like that.
now.
It's like I'm gonna. Okay, I'm gonna have to get myself.
You not declare. Hey, get involved, Cannon. You are late. You are late to the party. What's going on?
Yeah,
absolutely. We are busy eating rice, and you are just looking. Hey.
And yes, absolutely, Silver One. The Bobby's match previews are going to be long. I tell you, they're going to be an hour a piece now because you're going to have to run through every single predicted lineup and say, actually, this one could work, but actually, no, you could do this one. And I think that's what what we're hoping to achieve. Really, well, I guess what Arteta's hoping to achieve with that air of how are they going to line up? How are they going to set up next? But let's move on. So glad he's signed. And so glad he's signed. I'm actually happy that he's signed. At first, I was kind of thinking to myself, do I really want him to go to another team? But Reece Nelson has actually signed his new 4-year contract. And he goes on to say, it's just the way we played last season. He said, I've been here for many years. I've been here the good years and the bad years. And last year's especially, I've seen the rise that Arsenal have taken them to new heights, and I feel like I want to be part of the journey. I want to be part of us going to the next level, which I think the boss, Edu, the backroom staff, and the new players and the current players are making. Listen, I got goosebumps reading that because look, this is the way I see, and I'll read it between the lines here, right? If you got someone within the club saying this, and this goes back to
Canners, we can't see you, bro. Remove the comment.
Nah, you don't need to see me.
Come on, man.
But okay,
don't do that to us.
If you must. It's your free show, man. I'm just here to listen to you, but I just put my 2 pence worth in for this. And it kind of goes on to what I said, a show I did with Gumsa at the weekend, where players like the likes of Pepe kind of come back with a new found enthusiasm to be part of what's actually going on here. And that's why I feel like, you know, the players like Pepe, whatever, we might want to try and see what he's going to bring us in No, look, hear me out. See what he's going to bring us in pre-season.
Hey,
I
Canners.
feel
Canners
that
has gone mad.
But what I
Has
will
gone
say is that
mad.
if you got players like this saying that, can you only imagine what players like Declan Rice or the players that potentially could come to us are seeing that's been. I'm going to use the pun. Sorry, Declan Rice. What's cooking in the Arsenal basically, and what's going on? Because if this guy is seeing it and feeling it and breathing in it and whatever every single day, I don't think you know what other team, as you said before, Niger, you know, where else would you want to go? And obviously, Saliba and the likes of Nelson have signed their contracts, and Saka as well, etc., have seen that and felt that, and are all on the same page in the way that they're feeling about the club and what they're doing. So, Gumsa, come to you.
I think what's telling, it's easy to see why Saka resigns. Yes, we have to be showing some promise on the pitch that we're going to be winning trophies and competing. So him and Saliba, they want to see the direction the club's heading before committing, and they're going to have the best teams in Europe after them. For Reece Nelson, who started 2 or 3 games at 23 years old, for him to want to stay and commit is massive for me, because you're not a regular player. This is your opportunity on a free transfer to go to another club. You're probably going to pick up a good wage because there's no transfer fee involved. You probably have a pick of, I reckon, about 10 Premier League clubs who will probably take him, and some offers in Europe. So the fact he's happy to stay, knowing full well he's not going to be a regular starter next year. Is he going to be the first substitute for the left or right wing? Probably not. Do you know what I mean? So he's not even got, unless he's had real assurances about his playing time. It was surprising. I thought he was gone. I like Nelson. I said it last year. I think there's a real player in there. He just needed to grow into his man body, and he's started to do that. You saw the difference in his acceleration, his pace, his speed. He's always been technically really good. He just developed later than others. And we started to really see his influence. There was games where we wasn't doing much, and he came on for 20 minutes and created more chances than some of the guys who played 60, 70 minutes. You really saw a difference in him. And also, as we spoke about Can as well, it's important to hold on to these players, even if he doesn't, just say he doesn't play much next year, and we do sell him, that's going to be 15, 20, 25 million in the bank to reinvest. And
zero.
Yeah, so as we spoke about the 3 players we talked about, Nelson and Nketiah and Balogun, that could be 100 million worth of players. 100 million in the bank from those 3 players who almost walked out on a free. So it's important to tie down some of these youngsters and stop letting players walk out on a free, especially young players who do have value, because otherwise we know the Cronkies aren't going to keep pumping money in like this forever. I don't think. I do feel we're maybe got 1-2 more years of Cronkies really heavily backing us, and then we have to move on to the self-sustainable model. So having these little assets here, yes, he helps. He's a good squad player to have, but equally he may be 30 million next season in the bank, which goes towards whoever the top target is next year. So I think Arteta and the board have done well to keep hold of him, because I thought he was a goner for sure.
Yeah. No, I agree, but I think I commend him. Really, he's backed himself to be a part of this squad and to make a difference in this squad basically for this year and going forward. Bobby, I mean, your views on Reece Nelson. Do you think he can contribute in the next coming seasons, or do you think that maybe, as Gumsa said, he was a goner as well? You're surprised he's actually signed?
No, again, he was someone that I told you guys he would sign. He had good offers from AC Milan and Newcastle, so you know those 2 teams coming in for him was big. He's got 60,000 as a base wage, so it's not bad money. But for me, he's a 3rd choice winger, left and right. He'll come off the bench. He's going to be a bit like Smith Rowe next season. He'll make just an impact now and then. But I'm happy. It is money, and as Gumsa said, we are trying to get ready to be self-sustainable. And by keeping him, if he doesn't have a great season next season, at least he's worth some money. We can actually sell him. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm not ecstatic, but I'm happy.
No. I get it. I get what you're saying 100%. I mean, Nigel, I mean, do you think this could be a re-signing by Arsenal simply for the fact that they want to hold on to his value?
Do you know what? I'm a bit in. I'm not sure, but I'm indifferent about this situation because, for me, first of all, I knew he was staying as soon as we signed Havertz and the reason why I link it together is because I knew once we signed Havertz, we weren't signing any more attacking players this summer because I saw Havertz coming in as cover for Odegaard and for the false nine more than the Xhaka role. That's me anyway. So I thought that okay, Reece is definitely staying, but I don't think. Obviously, I'm surprised he stayed, but I don't think it's just Reece that's going to help me believe in this Reece Nelson thing this season. I think it's Arteta. Because what I would say is Reece proved to me last season that he can be relied on, and he was clutch. Probably he gave me the moment of last season. My best moment last season was created by Reece Nelson. And what I know,
didn't we? I think for that celebration,
like literally, bro. I think even Tunnel TV our views was crazy for that. I felt I ran the whole 90 minutes in that game, watching that Bournemouth game, and Reece Nelson capped it off at the end. I thought I was gonna pass out, bro. But no, he proved that he can be clutch. But Arteta keeping him around was kind of confusing for me because he needs to show me that he can rely on him in terms of when Saka's having rough games, I will start Reece the next game. And you need to prove to me that you're confident enough to make that move, Arteta. Then I'll get behind it. Until you, because all this one bringing in for cameos from here and there to impact the game, that's all good and well. But you don't trust him, for me, until you're saying, okay, Saka maybe needs a rest or he's having a little bit of a drop in form. You start the next Premier League game, not the freaking Europa League game against a team I can't pronounce the name. Like, start me in the Prem. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Show me that you're behind him. And if you get behind it, we all know he's a talented player. Hey, boy, I'd love the fairy tale story of him making it at Arsenal at the end of it. But him staying and Nketiah staying, the fact that Holding and El Neni are not begging to find other clubs just proves that people just want to be a part of what's going on, bro. Like, even though I'm not starting, I just let me be down, dog. I don't want to miss out. like literally, that's what it is, bro.
I've been here all this time, man. I want a piece of that pie, man.
I don't want to now leave and then hear that, oh, you lot are the class that brought Arsenal back to the glory days. Nah. I want to secure my place so I can do my documentary and say, after 20 years of pain, I want to get my documentary, bro. Even though I played 7 games, that documentary is gonna be lit, bro. Them 7 games are gonna be highlighted upon that whole 90-minute documentary, boy. Are you 100%. Mad?
I think this is smart by Arsenal in a sense that because look, we have another body in there which Arteta, I believe, does trust, and the fact also as well we've secured ourselves to the fact that he won't be going on a free if we do decide actually, do you know what, this season wasn't his best. He didn't have that many minutes. You're free to go kind of thing, and as long as we get a suitable offer. So I'm not mad at it, to be honest. I think it's sensible by Arsenal, and I think everyone's a winner. Let's move on.
But Arteta needs to prove to me that he believes in him, bro. He needs to start some games, man.
Okay, so Balogun's going to set to be part of Arsenal's US tour. So even though this guy's his future's up in the air, so this probably I know we're kind of stretched for time, but this one might take a little bit of this might be a bit of a talking point because there's kind of 2 stories in one here which I wanted to kind of explore. First and foremost, anyway, the fact that we don't know where Balogun's going to end up. The fact is, I think he stated that he doesn't want to be. He wants more minutes, wherever that is, whatever that is, but he doesn't want to go on loan. So take from that what you will. He is going to be part of the US tour. I think that's good PR by the Arsenal club in terms of, like, hey, we got a US guy here who's part of your team and he's playing for our club. Hence, let's sell more tickets. But you can see below there, and I've compared the 2 strikers, Balogun and Nketiah, because we seem to kind of pretty much, I don't know if you can see them, and I'll explain a few the stats there, but these 2 players seem to be the ones that we really kind of compare these two, don't we? More than anyone else, because the question or the debate really between the Arsenal fraternity or the Arsenal fan base is, let's sell Nketiah and keep Balogun, or no, let's kind of get as much as we can for Balogun. Nketiah did all right last year, blah, 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 blah. But on the basis, right, we can go through and you can look at the whole kind of like raw first part of this. And the first part is obviously how many games they played, and you can see that they've both played nearly the same amount of games. However, starts are different. But then when you go across and keep going across, thank you, whoever did that, that's beautiful. You can see when you come to the expected goals, there isn't much difference. So I'm going to start with yourself, Gumsa.
Yeah, bring that. So I'm going to have to bounce soon. But
Because, I know that's what. So I want to start with yourself first off. And first and foremost, are you happy that he's part of the US tour? Do you think that it's a kind of a thing to see how he integrates with the team, how he kind of works with the team, how he plays, and it's still open whether we actually keep him or he is sold? And would you have him, or would you have Nketiah?
So first things, I'm happy he's part of the tour. I want to see him in the Arsenal shirt. It's good marketing, obviously being a
USA international.
Yeah. But for me, I don't like to know. Everyone has it in for Eddie. Like, he gets a rough ride.
Oh, Gumsa,
He
you're
gets a
coming
rough,
again.
he gets a rough ride. And I feel people need to ease up on him a little bit still. So the notion that Balogun's going to come straight in and do better than Eddie is a difficult one for me, because Eddie in the junior ranks had a better goal scoring record. Do you know what I mean? Under 21s, Premier League 2 had a better record. Obviously, Balogun went to France and said it like Eddie went Championship and did okay, but couldn't get ahead of Bamford, who was banging goals for Leeds at the time. So Eddie's obviously come back and had a relatively good run.
Politician Gumsa has entered the
Once
building.
Jesus got injured. No, leave me be. But we have seen strikers come from France and struggle in the Premier League. I'm not saying that's going to be Balogun. For me, with what we're doing in terms of moving out Xhaka and Partey, I don't think we're going to win. We're not saying we're not going to try and win the league this year, but as Nigel said, losing that two could end up in the top 4 race. For me, I keep both for one more season, and I like Eddie's nature of he's not going to unsettle the team, but also I like Balogun's attitude of I'm not coming to play second fiddle. And I think Jesus had a free hit. He was our best striker, but he hit 7-8 games without scoring, and there was no talk about dropping him. Equally, if we're not getting a winger, we know Jesus can go out wide. So
but there's that argument though, Gumsa. If Eddie's not scoring goals, what else is he doing?
Yeah, 100%.
100% scoring goals.
But this is where Arteta has to be ruthless.
Yeah.
And say, I'm keeping all 3 of you. Jesus is my starter. Balogun and Eddie, you got to fight. If you get the shirt, you hold it. If you don't, you don't. And then we look to sell next year, because again, the problem we had going into last season, once Jesus got injured. No, but hear it out, Nigel. Once Jesus got injured, we then relied on Eddie. If Eddie now, he started off okay, 4 or 5 games done well, then we had to now start bringing Trossard in, who isn't really a striker as such. So actually, you need 3, because if Jesus gets injured, then Balogun starts and Eddie then is playing backup. So for me, it's about having that strength and depth. We left ourselves short last year by only having 2 strikers, and then we had to use Trossard as a false 9, which worked for a few games. Then it dropped off again. So,
don't know what's going on there. Sorry,
it's going down. Yeah. So for me, I like competition.
Yeah.
In a position like a striker, I'm not selling either unless a real silly bid comes in. I'm keeping all 3, and you lot have to fight and work it out. And if halfway through a season, Eddie's not played a minute, then fair enough, you might sell him or whatever it is. But I think I think you have to bring this guy in. To sell him now would be criminal unless you put the buyback clause in there. That is the only way I accept we sell Balogun, and that's because there's a buyback clause where in 2 years we could come back and grab him. But if it comes down to a matter of selling either or, I think that'd be silly, because like we're saying, he's untested in the Premiership. In the little cameos we've seen him play, he didn't do much, but I'm going to give him the benefit because Arsenal wasn't firing when he come and played them games. So for me, it's a hard one to swallow. You lot have got to just, between the 2 of you, Nketiah and Balogun, you have to earn your right to play. I'm not selling either this summer.
Oh, wow. I'm going to come to you next, Bobby, because you probably know more about what's going on. Don't, I'm holding your powder, Niger, man. Just you can't. I'll let you simmer for a bit because I know you're itching. But Bobby, I want to come to you because I know you like Balogun.
Yes, I do.
I like Balogun as well. I think he does offer that bit more than Nketiah, and I think you're right, Gumsa. He does. Nketiah does get a raw deal, but it isn't time for niceties. But Bobby, your view on Balogun, and I guess looking at these stats, really, I mean, you can pick and choose, and I know you do love a stat, somewhat, but there isn't much difference.
No.
Between the two. So, what do you think is best in Arsenal's interest?
Arsenal would be open to selling both. That's the problem that Gumsa might have there. They are open to selling both, mainly because there could be a forward later on in the summer window that might be.
Bobby, oh my God,
there could be. This is the thing. If I honestly think Balogun's going, I don't think there is a if or a but about that one. Because there was strong rumours today that he was speaking to the Chelsea.
I heard that too.
And obviously Todd Bowley would love that because obviously American
US
signing. So yes, I it wouldn't shock me if he goes to Chelsea. I think Arsenal fans might have some issues with it. But look, I think he will go for 40 plus in add-ons. And I'll be sad to see him go, but I will follow his career because I do believe he has got the potential to be very special. Eddie, I'm sorry, Gumsa, but he's never really done it for me. I think he's decent. I think he'll smash it at Crystal Palace and Brentford. I honestly think he's absolutely brilliant for that kind of
level.
team.
Yeah,
but not for us. And if we do sell him, I reckon we'll get 25 to 30 million. So that, if you think about it, that's nearly 80 million. That's a whole new forward. That's Vlahovic, because Vlahovic is 70 million. So for me, that's exactly what Arsenal should do. But what happens is another matter. But I do believe that, like I said, I think I said yesterday on the news yesterday, 2 to 4 signings still could come in after Timber, after Rice. So it's possible.
Arsenal
it all depends on sales now.
About, are they? We're not messing about. Nigel, Gumsa, you're on mute if you didn't realise.
Oh, my bad. I've got to shoot, but I'm going to be in the chat.
Absolutely.
Nigel,
you lucky you're off, bro, because I'm coming all for your comments, bro. Be going.
I remember you were silent in January, though. Just remember that. I got the receipts. I got the receipts.
Thank you very much, Gumsa. Just quickly, where can we find you?
Armoury TV. When the preseason games start back, I'll be on the reaction. I will jump on some streams when I can as well. I'm not very active on Twitter and all that stuff, but you find me every now and then.
He's going to get active soon.
I'm going to get better. Big up Boods as well. Just seeing you popped in the chat.
Yeah.
But right, I'm out. I'm going to go and play some badminton and, But I'm going to be in the chat, Nigel.
At
so
9 o'clock, he's going to play badminton. Who believes it? Who believes him?
I'll take a picture for you.
That's what we're calling it nowadays. Badminton.
Enjoy
your badminton. Enjoy your game, bro.
We'll do. Enough love.
Cheers, bro. Nigel, I'm going to come to you, mate. And come on, give me your lowdown on these.
Eddie, we called you all the last season. We called you so many times, bro. Couple of times you answered, and I big up for that, man. You held it down, bro. Head up. But now it's the end of the contract, and we don't want to upgrade you. We want to move you on, my guy. So if we had to choose between Nketiah and Balogun, it's Balogun. Balogun is hot right now. He's the most expensive American striker in history. Do you get me? That one's there. He's lighting up League 1. Bro, he's confident. He's got swagger right now. Obviously, I'm excited to see how he works in our system on this tour. But I believe he's the guy that's screaming out for a chance right now. Eddie got his chance and did all right. And But I don't know if it was Bobby that was saying or you that was saying that if Eddie's not giving goals, he's not giving anything else, and that was kind of one of the reasons why we got really frustrated with Abba towards the back end of his Arsenal career as well. So appreciate everything you've done, Eddie, and I'm not saying that you're a whack striker. But yeah, get a little 30 mil from him, send him to Brighton. Maybe, who knows, Brighton, get a little Caicedo at a discounted price. You know, everyone's there. Bro, we need to be creative with our movements now. But I believe Balogun deserves a chance. But also, Balogun needs to not be arrogant enough to think, because I batted up League and 6 of my goals were penalties, I can come to Arsenal, who challenged City, the best team in the world, push them all the way, and you're just going to walk into the side because you batted up the French league. My guy, calm down. Calm down, my brother. Yes, he deserves his chance, but he shouldn't be asking to be a first team starter. You bide your time, just like Eddie was willing to do for a year, I think.
I think you're right in that, and I guess I'll push a question back to you two in terms of Balogun. If Balogun got the kind of minutes that you see that the Nketiah got, do you think he would be happy with that as a first season in a Premiership? No.
Not for me. He's got some extreme confidence, and I like it because you should have that as a striker. But I think that would annoy him.
No, for sure. But I also think I believe he'll show us more in his games that will encourage Arteta to give him more of a chance. Because remember towards the back end of the season, Eddie wasn't even getting brought on in games and stuff. So you could see the confidence wasn't there. So I'm excited to see him play some preseason games to see how he mixes with I hope he gets a chance to play with our normal 11 so we can really see what he looks like. But
do you know what? I don't think there's going to be that much of a drop off now between the teams that we rotate. I really don't. I think that the standard will be so high next season in terms
if we keep Partey,
yeah, maybe. But I'm going to smash through a couple of these, and I'm obviously conscious of time. And so just bear with me. DWTT, hello. How you doing, mate? Hope you're well.
Up, my guy.
Excellent. Silver one. Let me see. Yeah, that's when I messed up, isn't it? I'm still a newbie. Somewhat. Hello across the pond. Yeah, that's obviously comments, conversing with each other. Please keep everything cracking on in the comments. It's brilliant. Well, even if he whispered to Chelsea, we're obviously talking about Balogun there, then he can go. That one thing that would really hurt me actually is if he absolutely smashed it and got Drogba-esque at Chelsea. And Drogba always scored against us, didn't he? And that's the kind of thing that would kind of really scare me. I'd hate if Balogun always come up against us and always scored against us. Hey, Boods, how you doing? It's good to have you on. Hope you're well. Yeah, man, we're saying that right now Arsenal are doing mad business, and it's great. It's great to see. He's talking about Niger. Man said best American striker. Yeah, silver one. He's with you, Niger. And Boods, lack of threat, smashed up the French league, but deserves a chance. Yeah, well, I understand that, Hank, really, because like I said, didn't he score about 30 goals last season?
Nah. He scored. But he was up there with the same amount of goals as Balogun. I'm not gonna lie.
And how poor was he in his final season with us? So I guess.
I think we'll learn a lot about Balogun in pre-season, to be fair, because I don't think he's been really given a shout with the first team.
Absolutely. And across the pond, told Bobby we cannot settle below 50 million for the super American gunner.
Tell him. He's a super yank,
Chelsea,
bro.
If it's to Chelsea, definitely. If it's to Chelsea, 50 mil, absolutely, definitely.
Bro, if they're telling me Hoyland is costing 80 M, they even having the audacity to say that. Man scored 9 goals, bro. Don't chat to me about anything less than 50 M for Balogun. I'm not having it. 45 minimum 45, and that's me being generous.
Plus the add. But let's move on. With
a buyback, though. If whoever we should sell with a buyback. If we do sell any of them, maybe not Eddie, Balogun with a buyback.
Yeah. So moving on, Timber. We obviously reached full agreement with Ajax to sign Urin Timber, and I think I'm hearing a lot of rumors that his medical's earmarked for Friday. Bobby, are you able to shed any more light on that in terms of the price as well? 34.3 million. plus
Still.
4.3 largely realistic bonuses for Timber. I think we it's the worst kept secret. We knew he was coming, but I think in terms of versatility and what he adds for us in terms of our back line, this is a great bit of business. But yeah, I'm going to come to you again, Bobby. You're in Timber. What does he bring for the Arsenal?
Versatility again. He's so good. he's one of those defenders that can do many things. I know his brother's over in England as well with him, because he will be in that. Yeah, he's got a younger brother that plays for the Netherlands under 21s. Didn't have a very good tournament, if I'm honest. I know Moss said he did, but I saw him and I just thought it just was quite average, to be honest. But yeah. Timber, I am looking forward to. He will be announced again by Monday, I would have thought. It's going to be very similar to the Rice one. It will be very close because they're booked in at the same time. So it'll be one after the other. So it will be whoever wins the competition of the announcement. I'm going to guess it's going to be Timber and then Rice. Rice will be the big finale. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And he's going to be paid about £95,000 a week, which again isn't bad, if I'm honest.
Yeah, no, that's within the pay structure. I guess what we're, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this guy integrate with our players. Niger, your thoughts on Timber?
Timber, mate, I'm excited.
That doesn't fall over. Like, do you remember what's his name? Boateng, what Messi did to Boateng.
Yeah. That's illegal, bro. My guy's got a family in that, and he did that to him. That was a lot, man. It's a lot to take, bro. But yeah, Timber, I'm excited. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend I know a lot about him, but everything I'm hearing is good things. He's a ball playing defender. People are telling me that he can also potentially double up as a DM. I don't know, but if he can, that's exciting.
Yeah.
He can do the inverted thing. I as good as I think as Ben White is on the ball, I think a Dutch player would always give a little bit more on the technical
Ajax
side
as well.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying, on the ball? But yeah, it provides options, competition, and yeah, it's exciting. And the price, I love the price a lot as well. And I'm intrigued to see what the Man U fans are saying about the boy now, because last season he was the best thing since sliced bread.
Absolutely.
So let's see what them man are saying now. We have him in it. So
there's a lot of Man United supporters crying rivers about, oh, you lot are spending so much money. How can you lot do this?
You've been doing this for years. How about that? We're just playing catch up, bro. That's it. Bro, we get money. We get NBA money. I didn't mad. What? My cronky boys, they've splashed. They told you. They said, he said, Josh, this is your big shot, bro. Hey, son, this is your big shot. This is your team. I've done the rest of the American teams. You got to do it with this Arsenal. You got to win for Arsenal. Yeah, he said it like that. You know that one's there.
Oh,
so Josh he's got to prove to his dad that he's the heir to the throne. That's what this is all about, bro. Because Stan don't really care about Arsenal. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Stan don't really care, but because it's Josh's baby. Josh has to prove to Pops that you're the next in command, innit? Or am I going to have another heir to this throne, Josh? What are you saying? So it's up to Josh to step up, man. He's doing his thing so far. Let's spray the money. I want at least 300 million spent by the end of this window. If not,
think you may well get your wish on that one. I think you may well. But look, let's move on, swiftly moving on. And obviously an outgoing, I guess, we know that players will be outgoing. But first and foremost, an email was sent around to the Arsenal staff detailing that Mikel Arteta's long-standing assistant, Steve Round, has left Arsenal by mutual consent. Now, I thought this one was a little bit out of left field, really. No. Okay. I actually thought, that they came as a package, Arteta and Round, because them two know each other for a long, long time. But Nigel, I'm going to come to you. I mean, how much do you know about Steve Round, and how much do you think of the influence he had on Arteta's decision making? And will it be a loss for us, or will it just be, as we all feel, business as usual?
My bro, let me not lie to you right now. I don't get problems. My boys, they spend money. I don't care. Round, sound, down. I don't care. Please bring the next man in. Do you get me, bro? We're signing up players' contracts. We're spending 105M on players. We're reviving players like Havertz, apparently. So, bro, I ain't got issues right now, man. Round, big you up. I hope everything's good with him and his family, health-wise and everything and stuff.
Yeah.
But this is not one of the things that I'm going to be losing any
Losing
sleep
sleep.
about right now in the summer of
Absolutely.
transfer window. But yeah, big him up though.
Bobby, yourself with Steve Rand, you obviously wasn't surprised, judging by your action. Was it this something which was always on the cards from the season before, or what's going to happen? Or
It's something that's developed over the last couple of months, and he will be joining a new team. The announcement will be made, I'm going to guess, in the next few weeks, but I know the team, and we have dealt with them this summer already. So he will be joining a new team. So yeah, I wish
the actual manager or an assistant again.
As an assistant. Yeah, he knows him. He's worked with him before, so it's whatever you want to call it. I wish him all the best.
Can't drop the exclusive, Bob. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I can't say it.
Do you know what? I'm happy enough with that nugget, Bob. For this show, I know that the big bomb will be dropped on your show.
Yeah, speak for yourself, bro. But yeah, cool.
I'm grateful for any nuggets of wisdom from Bobby today, I tell you. But yeah, no, I mean, listen, I think sometimes, you know, when the new manager comes in, I'm pretty sure he helped Arteta a lot in, you know, overcoming that kind of hurdle from being an assistant to an actual coach, you know, first team manager himself. So yeah, good luck to him. I hope he's successful in his own right, not too successful with the team if they're in direct competition with us. But good luck to him. And that's where I guess my point of view on Steve Rand goes. But thank you very much for your service and goodbye. This man.
The big man.
The big man. Arsenal set to unveil Arsene Wenger statue. Any one of those pictures, do you reckon, could be the statue? No,
I don't think it's either of those pictures, to be honest.
Or him trying to do a zip up, that would be brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, that's more likely.
Nigel, your thoughts on Wenger and the statue? Is it warranted? Is it something though that could be divisive in the Arsenal fan base?
I think it's long overdue, to be fair, man. Like I'm shocked that he got his last after obviously the Armoury, Bergkamp, Adams, but I'm just glad it's coming now, and people are a little bit more respectful of the guy, because as much as I was at the stage towards the end, I did want him to leave. I never was on the Wenger out, abusing the guy, all that, because that was wrong, because regardless of what we thought about what he was doing, he's still our greatest ever manager, and he should have been able to leave with some class rather than being like bullied out of the door like that. But he probably should have walked earlier himself. I give him that. But I think now he's made them the move back to the club this season. Watch the game. I think that was big, and I really thought that would have been a real key part in the Arsenal documentary if we were able to get this league title over the line. But who knows, it could still play a part if we can get it done this season. I'd like to see him at the Emirates a little bit more. I don't want him to have visits like Sir Alex has had this season. I mean, Sir Alex has come out to see 6-3 against City. It's like 7-0 against Liverpool, bro. I mean, we can't be bringing our legends to watch things like that. Do you get me? But yeah, I hope to see him back at the Emirates a lot more this season. And the way he's done it, I think it is really, really classy of how he's kind of given Arteta the chance to breathe before he's
not being around. Because I guess you're right with that, because the managers that's come after Alex Ferguson, he's always been there on the board, watching what's going on,
doing team talks and that.
So no, good. Bobby, your view, is it warranted? Is it overdue? Or is it, what are we doing?
I'm not. I did this show with Tony and Luke the other day. I'm not that bothered, if I'm honest. I'm one of those that if if it's him, it should be every manager that has had success at Arsenal, and it's not just him. And I do agree with Gumsa, not Gumsa, sorry, Niger, that he should have left a few seasons before he did, because he was part of the problem at the end, which is why we're in the mess that we've got in.
Yeah.
So that's the bit that hurts me. He should have left. He hurt my club, in my opinion. But yes, he deserves a statue, but so does George Graham, so does many other managers that have been at the Arsenal over the years. So if he gets one, so should everyone else. That's
a valid.
I hear
opinion.
it.
That's a valid.
He's the most successful though, but I hear it.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you could say that, you know, every manager in their right in terms of what they did for us could be deserved a statue. I mean, we was going nowhere. We was literally a rudderless ship until George Graham took over. And look, he brought Arsenal back from the depths of despair. We was like a top 10 team.
True.
And then, you know, he won us our first trophy for years, and then you could give him a statue for that. But
no, I wouldn't be upset if George got one. To be fair,
I
but
would
he went
because he became Tottenham
he
manager.
went to Tottenham exactly. That's what I was about to say. But he went to Tottenham, so it's a little
European
bit technical.
Trophy. European trophy.
He went to Tottenham, bro. He went to Tottenham, bro.
He was
like,
friends
he
with my
went
mum's hairdresser.
I don't
mind.
Bro. But you know, you see the Wenger thing though. I hear what you're saying, Callus, but with Wenger, I just think it's a little bit more different because he did sacrifice a lot to stay at Arsenal in terms of other offers and to make sure the Emirates money was paid back as well. So I do believe that as the statues outside the Emirates, I think there's no one more deserving of that statue than Arsene Wenger for me.
No, that's a great way to end on that subject. Actually, you know, it's your opinion, and I'm happy you have it. Listen, that is, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. Actually, we've gone on for an hour and 20, and I'm just going to rattle through some of these comments. And guys, I want to thank you so much for this evening because it's been absolutely brilliant. I know what Silver One's saying there. I'm not going to play it. That's not me.
I'll play it tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. When Bobby talks, that's when you can really be excited. I tell you, because I tell you, when Bobby speaks, I listen. Nigel Killsbury, great accent. That's your American accent. I actually loved it as well. Actually, it was really good. Actually, I have to.
Hey,
I
I'm
loved
trying,
it.
bro.
Brilliant. Santi's coming, maybe in place of Steve Round.
That's an interesting one.
That would be different, or maybe
Cess.
Thierry Henry.
Nah. Henry's done, bro. He's done, bro.
I'm joking.
When you go and hang out with Roberto Martinez, you don't get to give any more coaching.
It's true, actually. Yeah, it's true.
He lost that chance, Thierry.
Oh,
man. Sorry.
Dear. Flipping heck. Across the pond, the Jesus Ferreira just scores hat tricks, and USA rates Balogun much higher. Yeah. I mean, listen. There's going to be a massive kind of debate if Balogun starts smashing in goals over in the US. There'll be a massive debate to be had, and the guys who obviously make those decisions will have to earn their money. So let's see. I'm not sure anyone know what Silver Fox is going on about there. It's definitely West Ham.
Yeah, I don't know.
Curacao and Timber. More Western Hemisphere talent. Okay. And grassroots pick for him behind the stand at Old Trafford. That's we're talking about Alex Ferguson, right?
Nah, it's talking about the statue, isn't it?
Oh, gotcha.
You're taking the mate grassroots.
I hope the statue of Wenger is his pose at Old Trafford. That would be good, actually. That would be brilliant, actually. But it would just be, could you imagine the comical value of him trying to do up his zip? That would be just superb. Big Arsene should have got this a long time ago. Yeah, I mean, it could have been maybe, but I just think, you know, there's other people deserving at that point in time of a statue. But it's all part of the arsenalization of the ground, isn't it, really? There's things that are going on. So let's see how that all develops. Missed that bit. Can't wait for the Bruce Rioch statue. Did sign. That's true. He's good.
Yeah.
I tell you
Yeah.
what. He signed Bergkamp and David Platt. Dear. And Danny Shaw, how you doing? Declan Rice is an Arsenal player by Friday. I think he's pretty much an Arsenal player already. It's just dotting the I's and crossing the T's, basically, and obviously small part of a medical to perform on Friday, no doubt. But guys, I want to thank you so much, man. It's been an absolute blast, pleasure. It's great to see you back, Mr. Niger. Bobby, as
Great to be
always,
back.
man, you know your nuggets of wisdom always have me in awe. Niger, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me on One Touch TV. Back the North London rival show is back with me and Deji, so check that out. I think I got a 3 touches show tomorrow, or no touches. One of the touches is happening tomorrow. Who knows, man? Big up that. And Tunnel TV as well on all platforms. A lot of new stuff coming in there. We just got a new studio, so that's going to be rolling out soon as well. So
you
watch
would
out.
next season doing the same kind of things with the watch-alongs and stuff.
Yeah,
that.
but it's gonna in a new space, so it's gonna be
Oh.
really exciting, man. A lot of new things happening on that channel. So watch this space, and you can catch me on the Armoury as well, mate. I'm back.
Absolutely, he's back. That's been the biggest signing of Arsenal so far this season. Niger, the return of Niger. I tell you, he's got the new contract. He agreed the terms, and he decided to come back. So we're
Signing of the channel is still Bobby though, man. Big up, Bobs.
absolutely. I tell you, he's the Dennis Bergkamp of our channel,
Yeah.
and that swiftly, seamlessly moves us on to Bobby. Bobby, where can we find you, sir?
You'll find me here and on Full-Time Sports Necker. And tomorrow I will be doing Arsenal news at 7. There will be jam-packed full of news tomorrow. So watch out.
I hope I
for that
didn't
at
step on
7.
your toes.
No, not at all. Not at all. I can't wait to do it. Tomorrow's going to be massive. So tune in tomorrow. There's loads to
Absolutely.
talk about.
Brilliant. Guys.
Thank you, Kenneth.
No, thank you so much, man. It's great having you on, obviously, and Gumsa as well. Thank you so much. We know you had to leave early, but yes, make sure you do tune into tomorrow, 7 p.m. for the huge news that will be coming from Bobby in tomorrow's show. And obviously, next week we'll have more shows. Obviously, Nigel said you can catch them on Tunnel TV and obviously more on the Armoury TV. But myself, you can also catch me on Twitter at my handle at Kenneth2204 and here on the Armoury TV. But until then, everyone, enjoy your day, evening, or morning. Have a great one.